In 2021, a waitress named Shelley searches for information about a client named Frank and shares it with someone else. Later, she knocks on Frank's motel room door, asking for Tamara. Soon after, we learn that Shelley, also known as Pinup Girl, Dollface, and Scarecrow, kills Frank in the woods after hugging him under the rain. In the present, Maya, the survivor from the first movie, wakes up in Venus Hospital. She immediately asks about her boyfriend, but the doctor and nurse Danica inform her that he has already passed away. Later, Maya describes everything that happened to her to the police. Although the sheriff promises they'll find the killers, it's clear that he and his partner don't seem happy that she made it out alive. 20 years earlier, we see a young Shelley, a shy and quiet girl fascinated by a small scarecrow. She suffered from bullying, and her loneliness was evident even then. Back in the hospital, Maya remembers the time she spent with her fiancé before his death. After the nurse brings her medication, she falls asleep and has a nightmare. She's awakened by her sister, who tells her that since she can't come to town, she's sending a private ambulance to transfer Maya to Portland. Then Maya receives a call. Thinking it's her sister, she answers, but it's actually Shelley, asking, "Is Tamara here?" Realizing who it is, Maya understands that the strangers have entered the hospital to finish what they started. Terrified, she leaves her room, looking for an exit, only to discover that she's locked in. There's no phone signal, and the hospital seems completely deserted. Desperate to escape, Maya tries to find another way out, but the strangers are already close. She runs and hides while Scarecrow searches for her with an axe. When she tries to escape, Scarecrow spots her, forcing her to sprint to the elevator to avoid being caught. She goes down and manages to find an exit, unaware that she's dropped her phone. Walking toward the long hallway that leads outside, she's suddenly attacked by Scarecrow. Maya flees again, hides, but accidentally makes a noise that gives away her location. She manages to fend him off momentarily using nitrogen, then runs toward the morgue. Realizing there's no way out and that Scarecrow is closing in, she hides among the corpses, including the body of her fiancé. Scarecrow searches for her but gets distracted by a morgue worker. Scarecrow kills the worker, and when he takes the body away, Maya seizes the chance to escape the morgue and leave the hospital. She believes the strangers haven't noticed. But unfortunately they have. Maya runs to a nearby horse farm and tries to steal a car. Unable to find the keys, she searches until the owner appears. Maya pleads for help, saying she only wants to contact the police, but the woman coldly tells her that won't happen. Before the woman can explain, Shelley attacks with a crossbow. Maya grabs the woman's gun, but it only has one bullet, which she wastes. She runs to the stable and hides when she hears Shelley approaching. Shelley searches to stab her, but Maya waits patiently and attacks her with a pitchfork. Then Dollface appears, walking slowly without any sense of urgency. This gives Maya the advantage to hide in the bathroom and try to escape through the window, but Scarecrow grabs her by the hair. She fights back, breaks free, and runs toward the road. Spotting a passing car, she steps in front of it, forcing it to stop. To her shock, the driver is Danica, the nurse from the hospital, along with her roommate Chris. When Danica locks the doors, Maya panics, convinced that the nurse is one of the strangers. Trying to calm her down, Danica and Chris assure her that they'll take her to their house, treat her wounds, and let her rest for the night. Maya reluctantly agrees, but still doesn't trust them. On the road, they pick up Danica's other roommates, Gregory and Wayne. Danica invites them into the car, which only fuels Maya's paranoia. Convinced they're all part of the strangers group, she grabs Chris's knife and escapes into the woods. Danica and the others chase after her, but can't find her. Meanwhile, the sheriff and his partner patrol around the farm, searching for Maya. Exhausted, Maya drinks river water and uses a first aid kit she stole from the car to stitch her wounds. The nurse could have helped her, but fear got the better of her, leaving her alone to deal with the pain. Afterward, she lights a campfire to keep warm, unaware that the strangers are tracking her by releasing a wild boar to follow her blood trail. As she rests by the fire, the boar finds and attacks her. Panicking, Maya flees into an old abandoned car to protect herself. When she realizes she left her knife by the fire, she gets out to retrieve it, but the boar corners her. After sniffing her, it seems to leave, but returns and bites her. Maya grabs a burning stick from the bonfire and strikes back, giving her a chance to recover the knife and finish off the creature. Later, Shelley arrives at the campfire and sees the dead boar. She remembers her childhood on the farm with Scarecrow, how she used to play with him until he started paying more attention to another girl who had fallen down. Jealous, young Shelley ran away. She might have seemed like a sweet little girl, but her jealousy revealed something darker within her. Meanwhile, the sheriff's partner suggests calling the FBI, but the sheriff refuses, wanting to cover up the situation to keep it from spreading. Maya, limping from her wounds, continues walking and eventually finds the cabin where she had stayed during the first movie. Inside, she drinks some water, eats whatever she can find, and grabs a knife to defend herself. While searching for her bag, she hears someone entering the house. She prepares to attack but stops when she realizes it's not the strangers. It's a state police officer named Billy. Billy came to town to investigate why the sheriff has been downplaying the murders. He tries to help Maya, but Shelley won't allow that to happen. Maya reacts quickly, starts the car, and escapes. Unfortunately, the engine fails soon after. She's found the house where Danica and her roommates live. Maya collapses at their door, and Danica helps treat her wounds. When she wakes up, paranoia sets in again. She looks for her knife, but seeing her bandaged wounds, grows emotional over everything that's happened. As she leaves the room, she overhears Danica and her roommates talking about how crazy she was for jumping out of the car. Danica returns Maya's phone, which she had left at the hospital, and tells her to rest. Although Maya still doesn't fully trust them, she texts her sister, who replies that the ambulance will arrive in 20 minutes. Gregory enters the room and asks about her wounds. Maya says she was just thinking about how slowly time is passing and how badly she wants to kill the strangers. Gregory tells her she's lucky to be alive since she's the only survivor of all the murders committed by the strangers in town. She asks why they do this, but Gregory doesn't have an answer. After Gregory leaves, Maya locks the door and watches Danica argue with him for bothering her. Drunk, he leaves the house. Maya tries texting her sister again, but the message won't send. Just then, Shelley sneaks into the house and tries to enter the room. Maya blocks her, but Dollface appears behind her. Maya grabs a pair of scissors and attacks Dollface, then locks herself in the bathroom, trying to escape through the window, but can't. From there, she sees the ambulance arrive. She waits until Dollface leaves, then rushes out, only to find all the house's residents murdered, including Gregory. Maya runs outside and spots the ambulance, hoping the driver is alive, but it's Shelley, who lunges at her with a knife. Despite her injuries, Maya fights back fiercely and refuses to give in. Scarecrow appears as Maya starts the ambulance to escape, but Shelley is still alive inside. Maya, determined and fearless, flips the ambulance, injuring Shelley. Though Maya is hurt too, she doesn't care anymore. She looks at Shelley lying on the ground and walks closer to remove her mask. Just as she's about to, she notices the other strangers nearby and flees into the woods. Scarecrow takes off Shelley's mask and realizes she's dead. He breaks down crying over his fallen partner, remembering the moment from childhood when Shelley grew jealous of a girl named Tamara because Scarecrow had spent more time with her. In her jealousy, young Shelley had hurt the poor girl. Now, as Scarecrow grieves, Shelley lies beside him, smiling as if proud of what she's done. In the end, Maya watches from the woods as the strangers mourn Shelley's death. And what happens next? Well, we'll find out in the next chapter.